Okay, hello everyone. Um, just making sure that we are live in the group and I can see your comments. Using StreamYard again. So sometimes StreamYard asks you if you want to share your profile so that I can see the name of who's commenting, but don't worry about it. I always go on my phone and have my phone next to me so that I can see your comments. So still comment, I'll see who you are. Okay, so today we're talking about the peaks and valleys of healing. Now, as you jump on, please say hi, let me know where you're from. It's so much easier and nicer to know that I'm talking to people. The reason why this is so important is because I can give you all the healing information that you need, but you need to understand how to do it to have faith and understand that your body is healing and that you're not getting worse. So what I do on here is this is the Wednesday Live at 5, and I jump on here every Wednesday and I give you another piece of the protocol. So this way you have all the pieces of the puzzle and you can start healing right away. All of this information in the group is free. It always will be. I don't believe in holding information hostage. This is the information that you need to heal, and it's all out there. Most of it is medical medium information. A lot of it is my experience over the past 14 years now, but it took me 10 years to heal. So I want to share that information with you, which is why I set up Minding Your Soul. This group is a place where everyone can get together and share their healing experiences, because as we're going through as we're on the healing journey, we need that evidence that this is possible, because it is hard to go through it. And that's why we're talking about the peaks and valleys today, because as we're going through the healing, you are going to experience symptoms. You are going to feel like, oh my God, am I getting worse? Am I having another exacerbation? And you need to understand what healing feels like, so that when you go through the healing, you go, oh, this is right. This is what I'm supposed to be going through. This means I'm healing. I'm not getting worse. It's really all about faith in the beginning. And the more we can provide the brain with evidence that we're doing the right thing, the more faith we have going through it and the easier the process. So again, all of this information is free. Every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time, I go on here and give you another piece of the protocol. The protocol is called Starve, Kill, Detox, because I don't have a creative bone in my body. So that's what the protocol does. That's what I called it. And no, we're not starving you. We're starving the virus, the Epstein-Barr virus, which is responsible for all of the autoimmune diseases out there. It's just a virus. It's the Epstein-Barr virus. And once we learn how to kill the virus, once we know what it is, like once we can hone in and target that Epstein-Barr virus, then we can heal. But if we don't know what we're trying to heal from, it's very hard to heal. So it took me a while to put all this information together, because when I started to heal, the medical medium was nowhere to be found. He didn't release his first book until 2015. So up until 2015, I was treating my body like it had a fungus, a virus, a bacteria, anything to explain why my body was attacking itself, because I truly did not believe my body was attacking itself. It just didn't sit right with me. Doctors thought I was crazy. But I said, you know what? There's got to be something to this nutrition stuff. I got to treat my body like my immune system is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. And I did, and I started to heal. And I got to about 60% healed until 2015, when the medical medium released his first book and said, MS is a virus. It's the Epstein-Barr virus, and here's how to kill it. That's when I went from 60% to 100% healed. I mean, 100% healed. So that's why, as soon as I was healed, I thought, this information needs to get out to everybody. Everybody needs to understand this, because you can heal. You absolutely can heal. You don't have to take the drugs, and you don't have to be sick. You have choices. So in the protocol, there are the different steps to it, that we start with the lemon water, the celery juice, the heavy metal detox smoothie, all while going gluten-free, dairy-free, and egg-free, because that is starving the virus. We want to starve it so that we can weaken it, so that our immune system, we build it up real strong, our immune system kills it, and we detox it out. We start with a detox process in the protocol, because we need that detox process to be started first, so that when we start killing the virus, it doesn't overwhelm our bloodstream and we don't feel like we're getting worse and we have worse symptoms, because that die-off, even the dead corpse of the virus, is a neurotoxin, and that's what's going to give you even more symptoms. So we don't want to overwhelm the body. We want to get that detox process started first. So that's why we do the lemon water and the celery juice. And there's a lot of information behind that. I don't want to get too far into that, but I do give away the first module of the protocol for free. And I'll put the link in the comments. It's mindingyoursoul.com/the morning routine. Just go there. I'll put the link in later when we get done with this. Click on that, and that is actually the first module of the protocol. Now, in this group, you can learn the entire protocol, and you can do it on your own. If you're the kind of person, if you're the extrovert like me and you want to do it with a group of people, I open up enrollment a couple times a year, and we all get together on Zoom, and we tackle the body, the mind, and the soul, all three things, because I can give you all the information you need about protocol and nutrition and how to eat and how to kill the virus. But in order to heal something, you have to address all of the areas of healing, the body, the mind, and the soul. So that's why in this group, I think we're doing it next week. August 10th is next week. Yeah, Catherine Rose is going to be on here, and she's the part that does the vibrational healing. And then there's Matt Rowe. So the next time I'm opening up enrollment is almost confirmed. I do a workshop first, and then I open up enrollment. So the workshop week right now is tentative for September 19th. I'm just waiting for my mother-in-law to confirm that date, because she has to come for the week to take care of Jackson so I can get on here every day. So September 19th, all the kids are in school, we have our time, and so I will get back to you and confirm that date. So let's get right into peaks and valleys and what the hell they are and why they're so important. As I'm talking, feel free, and please do say hello as you're signing on. Let me know that you're here. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I will be able to see them as soon as I lower the volume on my phone. I'll be able to see them, and I will answer them as we go along. So, oh, hey, Mary, I see that you're on here. Hi, Kate. Quinn, hello. He calls me Queen Janine, and I love it. Thank you, Quinn. Florence says, hi, hello, I'm here. Last year I scheduled, I just responded to you. Last year I scheduled cement work at the front of my home. It began today, and now my heart is racing. Yeah, right? Home improvement sucks. It's so stressful. I feel overwhelmed, stressed out, and anxious, and I can't calm down. Yeah, well, welcome to home improvement. It's awful, especially when you're dealing with, when the body is not healed, and then you add that extra stressor. So you posted in the group. So what I want you to do is, there's an article that I want you to read. Is exactly how brain fog comes about. So the medical medium, Understanding Brain Fog, is the article that I posted, or you can Google it. And I also gave you what I just talked about, the morning routine, that first module, so that you can get started right away on that lemon water and celery juice and know how to do it. That's what's going to help you deal with that stress. I can't take away the stress. Like, I can't take away your shitty boss, or the contractors that are coming in, the home improvements. I can't take away your stress, but I can help your body deal with it better so that you don't have symptoms while you're going through all of that. So why can't I see the oh yeah, there they are. Oh, hi Irina, how are you? Mary's on. Okay, Brenda. Okay, so any questions, keep them in there, post them, and I'll read them as I go. So when we start healing anything, like I said before, we always start with the detox process, right? So when we're starting anything new and our body is beginning to detox, it takes a lot of resources. It takes a lot of energy, and it takes a lot of resources for our body to detox the crap out. And what am I talking about when I say crap? I'm talking about the heavy metals, and I'm talking about the chemicals that are in our body. What they do, well, that's a whole nother video, but that's what we need to get out of our body in order to heal the virus. The virus feeds on chemicals, and it feeds on the heavy metals. Not only does it feed on the gluten, the dairy, and the eggs, but it also feeds on chemicals and heavy metals. So we need to get them out of our body. Our body is very capable of doing that. We just need to give our body what it needs in order to be able to do that. So that's what we do in this whole protocol. When you're going through, let's say the detox, let's say the morning routine, the lemon water and the celery juice, you may start experiencing symptoms. And all of a sudden, your brain's going to go, what are you doing? You're getting worse. Oh my God, you're going through an exacerbation. You're not healing. You're actually getting worse. And then the downward spiral of the crazy thoughts start, or at least that's how it works for me. So you want to understand how the healing process actually works. When you start any detox process, let's say this one or any one, and your body has to release stuff out of your body, it takes time, it takes energy, it takes resources, it's exhausting. So let's say your energy level starts right here and you start the detoxing. Let's say you just start with the lemon water, right? And you have to take each thing separately so you know how it affects you, so you know what to stop. So let's say you start with the lemon water, which you should first, and you start feeling fatigue. So your energy level, let's go over here. So your energy level is, let's say right here, here's your baseline of energy. And you drink the lemon water, and all of a sudden the energy level over the next couple days goes down. And you're like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm feeling worse. You're feeling worse, but you're not getting worse. Your body is detoxing and it's exhausting. So what you want to do is you want to stop that lemon water, right? And then when your body returns in a couple days to the regular energy, that's when you want to start again. Now, the lemon water doesn't cause so much of these exhausted feelings. It depends on how toxic you are. The lemon water absolutely could. Then stop the lemon water. Now, when you go over to the celery juice, that's going to be a lot more powerful of a detox. The celery juice kills viruses, the Epstein-Barr virus in particular, on contact. So when you drink the celery juice, you're killing the virus if it's located right here, which is your gut lining that starts here and goes all the way down to the end. You're killing it on contact, which is the reason for the diarrhea. If you're getting the diarrhea, that's why. It's killing it on contact and using the nearest exit to get it out. If you're not experiencing diarrhea, don't think that it's not working. It can't not work. It's always working. But what that means is either there are layers of stuff that the celery juice has to get through first in order to hit the virus and kill it, or the virus is no longer in your gut lining. It's now in your organs. And once it's in your organs and the celery juice takes its time to get in there, it's not like the celery juice hits your organs and you're going to experience diarrhea. That only happens when the virus is here. When the celery juice is getting into the liver and the organs, what's happening is the body has to use the excretory system and the lymphatic system to get the crap out. So that's going to be your pee, that's going to be your bowel movements, that's going to be your lymphatic drainage. That's why that's so important to get that moving. So let's go back to the peaks and valleys. Let's say you started lemon water, everything was great. You started the celery juice, and all of a sudden you feel like you're getting exhausted. Maybe you're getting more brain fog. That means things are lifting, things are working, things are coming out of your body. But unless you understand how the peaks and the valleys of healing work, it's going to seem very scary, and it's going to seem like you're getting worse and you should stop. No, the side effects from detoxing are never going to be something worse, never going to be something that you've never experienced before. It's always going to be things that you are familiar with, that you've experienced in the past, that are now back, and you're like, oh no, why is it back? It's back because you're detoxing these things out. So I want to share my screen, and I want to go over this really simple, awful drawing, but being the visual learner, hope maybe this will help you to see it, because I know I understand things much better when I see it. All right, so let me just make sure that, just let me know in the comments if you can see this okay. Okay, there it is. I'm on a bit of a delay on my phone, so you guys should be seeing it now. So what is this? Let's go through it step by step. So let's say this is where you're going to start, right there. You start here, and you've done your lemon water, and now you're onto celery juice, right? And your baseline of energy is right here. When you start that detoxing, when the celery juice starts to remove the stuff out of your body, your energy level, right, is going to go down. How far it goes down is up to you. When you're going to stop, right here, down here, is up to you. Maybe it's a day, maybe it's 2 days, maybe it's a week. Maybe you're like, you know what? It's only been a day, I need to stop. Okay, then you stop and you let your body recover. And that's when the energy level starts to go back up. When it settles and you're feeling back to normal, you're going to feel a little bit better because your baseline now of energy is up here as opposed to down here when you started. Do you see the difference? So let's use another color. This is where you started. You went through your first valley, back up again. You gave yourself a break. You went back up again. And now this is your new baseline. This is your new baseline for energy. So let's plot that. There's your first peak. You're like, wow, I'm actually feeling really good. I've got a lot more energy. The brain fog has subsided. Let me start the celery juice again. So then you're like, all right, starting the celery juice again. And now the energy level is going down. Maybe again, it's only a couple days, maybe it's a week, but only you can say when it's time to stop. You're like, all right, I'm tired. I don't want to feel any more tired. Let me stop here. And then you allow your body to recover and your energy level starts going back up again, right? Until it levels off. And that's when you decide either to stay here for a little bit or to start again. If we were to plot this peak, it's right here. So say, let's go back to red. So say you're going through your peaks and valleys and you know what, you're like, you want to stay to peak. You got an event coming up or really you're just exhausted and of doing the peaks and the valleys. You want to stay in the peak. So you stay here for a while, right? And that's fine. This is your journey on your timeline. So we're going to plot this. Now, they always say that healing isn't linear because it's not. You're going to go through these peaks and valleys, these ups and downs, right? You're going to have nice high peaks and valleys. You don't want to go too low into the valley because when you go low into a valley like right here, it's going to take that much longer to come all the way up here. And sometimes this is brutal and you don't want to experience this. So you decide when you want to stop and when you want to start. So back to the linear. Is healing linear? Do you just start healing and every day you just start feeling better and better? No. This is how it goes. It's going to go up and it's going to go down. Now, if you were to plot the points of the peaks and draw a line through them, yes, they're going up. They're definitely going up, but there are valleys in between. So let me get back to you guys so I can see you. Okay, so understand that when you see videos in the group of, oh my goodness, I'm walking, this is great, I can't believe this protocol really works, that's a peak. You don't see the valleys. People don't normally post about the valleys, but I want you to understand, I want you to get a realistic view of what healing looks like. You go through the peaks and valleys. You're the one who determines when to start and when to stop again. So if you've started the lemon water and the celery juice and you're feeling tired, you stop and you let your body recover. Now, everybody's different. Everybody is different. So it's some people, it's when they drink the celery juice that they get the energy. Some people, it's when they stop drinking the celery juice and take their breaks. That's when they feel the energy. Everyone is going to be different. So that's why all the information that you need, yes, is in the group, but I also offer the coaching when I open the enrollment to the coaching program, because it's nice to have someone to go to and a community of people to do this with, to kind of bounce those ideas off of. Okay, what did you go through? Oh, you went through that too? Oh, I didn't think that was normal. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. So that's why it's important to speak up and speak out. Like, what are you going through? Post your questions or sign up for the coaching program. It's very important to understand how those peaks and valleys are happening, because when you're going down into a valley and you're getting more tired, your brain is going to try to mess with you and go, oh no, you're getting worse. What are you doing? You're listening to that chick on Facebook. She doesn't know what she's talking about. You need to get back on the medication. It's only when you give your body the break and you go back up into these peaks that you're going to feel like, oh, okay, this is working. I do feel better. So those are the peaks and the valleys of healing. And I want to also go a little bit further into what's happening when you're going into that valley. Now, if we can unzip the body, right? Unzip the body, look inside of it and go, oh, that's what's going on. That's why I feel the way I do. Of course, that would be a lot easier to do, but we can't do that. So I want to give you an understanding of what the hell's happening when you're healing. Let me just make sure that I'm not missing any questions. Oh, Florence says, thanks. I'll look at that article. Okay, good. Drinking celery juice as we speak. Very nice. I'm drinking my lemon water as we speak. I drink the lemon water all day long. It's just goes down a lot easier. So what is going on inside your body when you're healing? So a lot of people ask, well, Janine, I'm already in a wheelchair. The doctor has said, where my scars are, because I'm paralyzed in my legs, I'm never going to get my legs back. Healing is always happening. If you were to get a paper cut, Would there be any time where a doctor would say, oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry, you've hit the point where you're not going to heal. That paper cut is going to be there forever. You're probably going to bleed out from it. No, right? Why is that different? Why is that healing different than the healing that's going on inside of your body? It's not. Healing is healing, and your body is always in a state of homeostasis. It always wants to bring itself back into balance, and it always wants to heal itself. We need to give it the tools that it needs in order to do that, right? The virus is sucking the life out of our bodies. So what's happening inside of your body is there is a virus that has now invaded your organs. So if you go back and you watch the 4 stages of the Epstein-Barr virus, you'll see how it leaves the bloodstream and then goes into an organ and kind of hides out there. And that's what causes our symptoms. Depending on what organ it hides in or lives in, that's what's going to give us our collection of symptoms that we're going to take to the doctor and then get diagnosed. So for us, our liver and our kidneys, that's where it hides out. Our spleen, that gives us a specific set of symptoms that are called multiple sclerosis. For other people, the virus has taken up residence in their thyroid, right? And that's called thyroidism, hyper or hypo. If it's in your gut lining, right? Depending on how aggressive the strain is, because there's 65 different strains of the Epstein-Barr virus, you're either going to get IBS or you're going to get Crohn's disease. So stage 4 of the virus, it was when it leaves the organs or that organ that it's in, and it rides our nerves, our nervous system. Why? Because our nervous system is the freeway. It's the highway to all of our organs, and that's its ultimate destination, all of the organs, because that's where all the food is. That's where all our crap is. So once it leaves and it's on your nerves, that's called fibromyalgia. They're just now starting to understand in the medical world that this is from a virus. It just came out a couple months ago. Matt Embry's talking about it all over the place, which is awesome because it's spreading awareness and it's reducing the fear. MS is not a death sentence. It's not a diagnosis to fear. I remember thinking, my God, I can't believe this. How is this? I'm so young. I'm in my 20s and I get diagnosed and I want to have kids and I want to have a family. And this has all been taken away from me. We don't have to think that way anymore. Now we know it's a virus. The virus can absolutely be killed. I was paralyzed in my legs and in my arms, laying in bed, having to be taken to the bathroom by my then husband, not this husband, then husband. And my husband did things that he should never have to do for somebody, right? It strips us of our pride. It strips us of our independence and our freedom. It's disgusting. And it's disgusting how the doctors are shaming us into thinking that there's something wrong with our bodies. There's nothing wrong with our body. Our body has actually been protecting us from day one. Our body is doing exactly what it should be doing, but the medical industry doesn't have the instruments to see the virus. So the virus is feeding on the heavy metals. Our immune system sees the virus, attacks the virus, gets rid of the virus, and then leaves that inflammation, that scar on the myelin where the heavy metals were residing. They call it a really scary word. They call it a lesion. And then we go, oh no, we have active lesions. We have to go on steroids right away. And then God knows what happens when you get on the steroids, right? None of that has to happen. Your body is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. All we need to do is kill the virus. How do you kill the virus? You starve the shit out of it. You build up your immune system, contrary to what they tell us, so that it can get the virus and kill it, and then we detox it out of our bodies. All right? The reason why we want to starve it first is because the Epstein-Barr virus only has a 6-week lifespan. That's it. But in those 6 weeks, it's proliferating and duplicating and going throughout our body. When we starve it, it doesn't duplicate as fast. When we starve it, it can't release that smoke screen. Think of an octopus. When it wants to get away from its predators, it releases ink so it can swim away and the predator can't see it. The virus does the same thing. It's got this smoke screen that confuses the immune system. So the immune system goes, I know you're out there. I'm trying to kill you, but I can't see you because of that smoke screen. Once we weaken it, not only can it not proliferate and duplicate and spread, but it can't produce that smoke screen. So our immune system goes, aha, I can see you, I can kill you. And it starts to kill it. And then we're detoxing it out of our bodies because even the dead corpse of the virus is going to give us symptoms. It's a neurotoxin. So we got to get that out. So do you understand how when we start doing the lemon water and the celery juice and we start killing that virus, how that die-off can really overwhelm our bloodstream and we start getting symptoms, right? We start getting more brain fog and we're thinking that we're getting worse, but we're not. We're starving that virus. It's coming out of us, and that takes a lot of work from the body. So back to how I got started on this, I was going to say, when people are being told that, oh, well, you're paralyzed, right, by the doctors, you're paralyzed, there's nothing that we can do for you, there's no healing from this point. I was also paralyzed in my arms and in my legs. After I started feeling back, after I started healing, anytime that I would get sick, let's say the flu, I would lose my legs. Why would I lose my legs? Why would they come back? And then why would I lose them again? Okay. So before I answer that question, today I can get sick and not lose my legs. I haven't gotten the flu in a really long time, but when I did get the flu, I think the last time was probably like 5 years ago, I did not lose my legs. I was the happiest flu patient ever. Everyone's like, oh my God, but you have the flu. I'm like, but I'm walking. I didn't lose my legs. And I'll tell you why. The body can take a detour. The body has a plan A, a plan B, a plan C to get that signal to where it needs to go. But it has to have the energy to do so. So when the signal starts out in your brain and needs to go all the way down to, let's say, your foot, right? Say you have drop foot. The signal leaves the brain, goes all the way down to the foot. Now you're walking, right? But you have drop foot. The signal is not getting all the way through. It's hitting a scar. Let's say lesion. I hate that word because it's just a scary word for scar. It hits the scar on your spine. So it leaves your brain, hits a scar on your spine and goes, ugh, crap, I can't get any further, because that scar cannot conduct electricity, right? It's demyelination, another scary word. It's just a scar on the myelin. So a myelin is a very rubbery, high protein substance that coats our nerves. It kind of coats our nerves in like a tic-tac sequence, like tic-tacs, like the little tic-tacs going along our nerves, that the signal jumps from tic-tac to tic-tac all the way down to where it needs to go. So it leaves our brain, and all of a sudden it hits a tic-tac that's now a scar. So it's not conducting energy. And your body goes, shit, all right, I got to take plan B. But I'm too fucking tired. I can't. This body has been fighting a virus day in and day out for years now. I can't go any further. The body's tired. If the body was not tired, if it was not fighting a virus 24/7, it would go like this. It would go, oh, okay, I can't go this way. Let me take a detour. And it goes around the scar and then continues traveling on its path. So when I was healing, my body was going, oh, there's a scar. Okay, let me go around it, and was taking the detour. As I got stronger and stronger, year after year after year, the signal would leave my brain, not even hit the scar. Now it's just not even a detour. Now it's the primary route. The primary route is now avoiding the scar entirely. It leaves the brain and it just goes here because that's plan B, or maybe it was plan C. Who knows what the body did? But if your body doesn't have the energy to take the detour, right? Take the detour, then it's just going to get caught. Do you ever get those I did when I was, middle school, high school. I was nervous to have my first child, I remember thinking, because I would always get these electrical shocks in my stomach. It felt like I was hit by lightning. I was struck by lightning in my stomach, and the lightning bolt would just shoot out, and I would lose all energy. I'd go down to my knees, and I'd go, it would take my breath away. It would only last a second or two, right? And then I would recover. And I remember telling my mother this because it happened in the grocery store. I'm like, yeah, Mom, that happens all the time. She's like, wow, that's really weird. And then we would go to the doctor, and the doctor would say, yeah, that's really weird. What that was the signal was hitting a scar, and the signal, the electrical, what am I trying to say? Shockwave, thank you, was going out like this, and that's what I was feeling. So today, there's no more detour. It's the primary route around here. So let's talk about when you go get an MRI and you're like, all right, I'm healing, I feel so much better, but my lesions, scary word for scars, my scars aren't gone. I have just the same amount of lesions that I had last time. Why is that? I thought I was healing. Okay. Myelin takes a lot of effort, time, and resources to regenerate. Myelin absolutely regenerates. They don't tell you that. Look it up. It does. So myelin can regenerate itself. So why doesn't the body just regenerate the myelin to keep that signal going? Why? Because it doesn't have to. Think about it. You're driving along the highway, right? And all of a sudden there's this big pileup. And you come to a stop. All the cars are stopped. And you go, oh, I really got to get home. All right, well, you know what? I could either build a bridge over this, or I could take detour around it, or I can go in, I could repair the cars, I could drive the people to the emergency room, I can move the cars myself so that I can get through. You're going to take the simplest route possible to get home, right? You're going to go, oh, you know what? I'm going to go take River Avenue to get home. I'm going to go around, and you're just going to go around the traffic jam. You're not going to fix the whole traffic jam or build a bridge. That's exactly what your body does. It uses the most efficient route to get to where it needs to go. And if it does not need to regenerate that myelin, it's not going to. Can it? Yes, but it's not going to if it doesn't have to, if it can take the detour. So understand that your body can absolutely take detours. You can heal. Unless your nerves have been completely severed because you've been in an accident, you can absolutely heal by creating the detour that your body is going to do anyway. You just have to give it the energy to do it. How do you do that? Stop feeding the virus so that your body doesn't have to attack a virus 24 hours, 7 days a week. So that virus is inside your body. Your immune system, although it can't pinpoint it and see it, it knows that it's there. So think about it. Your immune system is fighting all the time. Imagine if your immune system didn't have to fight a virus all the time and it had time to do all these other things. It's going to go, oh, yeah, no, we've been meaning to do that. Let's go work on that. Let's go fix that. Let's go create that detour so we can get that leg working again. And that's exactly what I see in my group. As we kill the virus, then the walking starts, then the energy starts. People are dancing in their kitchen. People are walking up and down their hallways. They have walking without their walker that they've used for the past 3-4 years. This absolutely can happen. We just need to know what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a virus. Viruses can be killed. Now, the Epstein-Barr virus is the most elusive virus that there ever was on the face of the planet. And I want you to understand that almost 100% of the people on this planet have markings on their brain. They have lesions, scars, markings on their brain. It's just that when you go get diagnosed and they give you the MRI, they use that as, oh, okay, well, that's a symptom of MS. No, it's not. When your body is attacking, that means the immune system is attacking the virus. The virus is feeding off of the heavy metals that are in your brain. That is what's creating those markings. Once you kill the virus, the body begins to heal. You flood your body with antioxidants to build up that immune system, to not only kill the virus and flush it out, but also to heal all of those scars and give your body the energy to create that detour. Now, I know I haven't looked at the comments in quite a while, so let me just check to make sure. Oh, hi, Suzanne. It's nice to see you too. Thank you. Hey, Corey, how are you? We're talking after this call, and not at 8 o'clock. That's insane. Like 6, 7 o'clock would be great. Okay, Natalie's on, Dina's on. Hello, hello. Riff is here. Oh, Dina says I just drank my detox smoothie. Awesome. And that's great to bring that up because you can drink the heavy metal detox smoothie at any time during the day. It does not have to be in the morning, and it doesn't have to be just the recipe. You can add anything to it. Unlike the celery juice, make sure you're not adding anything to the celery juice. Yes, it's a great detoxing drink to do celery and carrots and ginger. That's a great drink. Drink that later. First thing, empty stomach, after your lemon water, drink straight celery juice, add nothing to it, not even ice cubes. Natalie says, wish my mom was alive for the healing. I hear you. I'm so sorry about your mom. I had an aunt, and they said that she died of MS. We now know today she didn't die of MS. There's a virus that's going on that infects our organs, and then things start to shut down. We just need to heal the virus, and I'm so sorry. That is the reason why I do this, because there's unnecessary suffering going on out there. There's unnecessary fear and body shaming that's happening out there all over a virus. We are going to be the generation that lived through the body shaming, and the generations before us, they had no idea that this was coming. In a few generations, a client said this to me, it's like we're living through the time when they used to put leeches on people to suck out the bad energy and to suck out the disease. And we think back to that and we're like, oh my God, can you imagine? They used to put leeches on people. That's exactly what we're living through. We're living through history right now. People are going to look back at this generation and go, my God, they used to tell people that they were, their bodies were attacking themselves. They made up that word autoimmune, as if the immune system can ever automatically attack the body. That's what we're living through right now. So as we heal, we have to spread this information to let everybody know it's just a virus. It absolutely can be killed, and you absolutely can heal. arms, legs, paralyzed. I was, my God, I was begging God, please help me find a way. And I promise you, if you help me find a way, I will spend the rest of my life getting this information out. And that's why I don't charge for any of this information. It's always going to be free. It's always going to be in this group. And hopefully, as I learn more about social media, I will branch out and get on more outlets so that I can get this information out. The only thing that I would ever charge for is the coaching. And like I said, if you're an introvert and you don't want the coaching, you don't have to have it. All the information is here. If you want that full experience of the body, the mind, and the soul, and talking to somebody every week, you get me twice a week, and then you get either Catherine or Matt on the third day, Thursday, then yeah, it's available for you. But again, I will never hold this information hostage. People need to know this. Please spread this. Brenda says, can you explain how lesions are healed? Oh, I believe I just did. I'm not sure when this came in, if it was earlier or if it was later, but I just explained about lesions can be healed because that's the myelin. Lesions are scars. That's it. There's scary word for scars. So they absolutely can be healed. Your body has two choices. It could either regenerate the myelin, which it absolutely can do. I just look it up. It's possible for your body to regenerate. They just don't tell you that. So your body has two choices. It could regenerate the myelin, or it could create a detour around the damaged myelin. And that's normally what it's going to do because it takes a lot less resources. But your body has to have the energy to create the detour, right? That's why we have to starve and kill that virus to get it out. So your immune system that's doing all the work in your body goes, oh, normally right now, right, when the virus is all over the body, the signal hits the scar and goes, oh, I can't, I'm exhausted, I'm stopping right here. And that's why we lose our limbs or whatever we're losing, feeling somewhere. When the body is healthy enough and doesn't have to fight a virus 24/7, that's when the body goes, oh, I can't go this way. There's a scar here. Let me go around. And it just creates the detour. It does take energy to create that detour, but it can happen if your body is healthy enough and has the energy to do it. Right? So eventually that detour becomes the primary route and your body doesn't need to repair this. It just stays right here and the signal just goes around it. That's why I'm able to walk today. That's why I'm able to feel everything today, because the signals are going through. The signals are no longer taking detours. They are the primary routes. And it's the same thing. Now that's the physical explanation. Now think about the emotional explanation of what we go through when we're trying to create a new neural pathway, right? So say we're on this loop every day and we're in the state of depression, and there's this loop of, my husband is on, let's not go the husband route, whatever, because that's my trigger right now. So let's just say you're on this like depressed loop of thoughts. You have to interrupt that loop, interrupt that pattern, and create a new pattern. My body is healthy. I am healing. I love my husband. I can work out, all of this. It always goes back to the husband. The positive thoughts, that's where positive affirmations come in. We're actually creating a new groove in our brain for those thoughts to go. And it's hard in the beginning because we don't believe those words when we say it. I am healthy. I am healing. I will walk again. It sounds like we're lying to ourselves. But when we say it every day, the science behind why that works is because we're actually creating a new neural pathway, a new groove inside of our brain for that thought to go. And eventually it doesn't take the old pathway. The new groove that you created becomes the primary pathway, and that becomes your new way of thinking. I am healthy, I am healing, I am walking. And then it doesn't feel like you're lying anymore because shit starts to happen, right? Because what happens in your body, our body responds to our thoughts. So whatever you're thinking, our body's going to respond to. Think about it, right? When you're riddled with stress, who were we just talking to before? I'm sorry, I forgot who was doing the home improvement. There are so many symptoms that happen simply from the stress, the thoughts, the shit that we're living in. Now, I can't do anything about that. I'm dealing with my own shit over here in my own life, but I can give you the tools that you need to help your body deal with it. I used to always say when I was doing we started, my side hustle used to be Isogenics, and I used to say, listen, I can't take away your shitty boss or the stress that you get from him, but I can help your body deal with it better. I can help your body deal with your shitty boss better so that it doesn't affect you so much. That's exactly what we're doing here. We're giving you all the information that you need to heal your body, in the body and the mind and the soul. And because in order to heal anything, you have to address all of the layers, the body, the mind, and the soul. Now, I know that there were there's one more thing that I want to talk about. The peaks and valleys I wrote down, the detours, why the steps are important. Okay, so real quick, what time is it? 5:39. Okay. Real quick, I want to talk about the steps of the protocol and why it is so important to take it in steps. Remember when I posted in this event, I'm like, balls to the wall, Wonder Woman, power through. If that's your personality, and I find that in this group, that's what I attract, the personalities that are like, oh, I'm just going to plow through and do it all at once. And I hear you. I know. I struggled with that for a really long time. You have to take this protocol in steps. And the reason why you have to take it in steps is because you have to know what's doing what. When you start the lemon water and the celery juice, you don't want to, at the same time, start the heavy metal detox smoothie. Why? Because remember, when we talked about the peaks and valleys, you want to be able to stop what's causing the decline, right? So when the decline in energy, you want to know what to stop. So say you start the lemon water. Okay, you start the lemon water and you're like, all right, I feel great. Actually, I feel really good. I've been feeling really good for days and days. All right, you know what? I've been doing this for 3 weeks. I feel really good. I'm not having any side effects from just the lemon water. Great, perfect. Add the celery juice. You start the celery juice and you're like, oof, I feel exhausted. It's been 2 days and I know my body's working really hard. I feel exhausted. I'm going to back off the celery juice. Why aren't you backing off the lemon water? Because you know the lemon water wasn't doing it. It was the celery juice. We stay a month or more on the protocol, on the coaching program. We stay a month at lemon water and celery juice because we want to know exactly what symptoms are being caused by that before we move on to the heavy metal detox smoothie. So let's say, okay, lemon water, celery juice, I've been doing it for 5 weeks. I know exactly what those symptoms are. They've actually gotten a lot better. I'm ready to take it to the next level. So then you add the heavy metal detox smoothie and all of a sudden your skin's breaking out. You're like, what the hell? And you're feeling tired again. Now you know it's from the heavy metal detox smoothie, and you can continue the lemon water, you can continue the celery juice, and you back off the heavy metal detox smoothie, and then you start that again, and then you start going through those peaks and valleys. Then, right, while you're doing all of this, you're going gluten-free, dairy-free, and egg-free. And that is not something that you can do overnight. That is an evolution. So that's why you can't just start this protocol and go, okay, well, if the Epstein-Barr virus only has a 6-week lifespan, I'm going to kill it in 6 weeks. I'm going to do all the things, and I'm going to go balls to the wall. No, don't do that. Please don't do that. I know there's some people who are like, I'm just going to do it. And I totally get that. I did it too. A lot of the clients do it too. But then what we all realize is that you can't. You got to take a break. You have to let your body catch up, right? And you have to know what to stop and what to start again. So that's why you take it in chunks. Do at least a month of the lemon water and the celery juice, and then add the heavy metal detox smoothie, okay? And then while you're doing that, you evolve into the gluten-free, dairy-free, and egg-free lifestyle by making sure that you stock your comfort foods first, because we're always going to have an oh fuck it moment. We're always going to be like, you know what, fuck it, I can't do this anymore. I want some toast, I want some waffles. Have the toast, have the waffles, have the pasta. Just make sure it's gluten-free and make sure it's in your pantry before you need it. Because so many people are like, I can live without pasta, I can live without toast. Yeah, okay, you can until you can't, right? Until you have that day where everything is going wrong and you just want to sit on the couch and just bite into some toasted toast with some butter on it, or maybe a bagel. Those are my comfort foods, can you tell? With like an inch of butter on it. Get your dairy-free butters. There are some really good ones out there. Get your frozen gluten-free bread products. Stick them in the freezer for when you need them. Ice cream, have your ice cream. I had a consultation the other day and she goes, Janine, I'm sorry, I can't do your program. I'm like, okay. She's like, I can't give up ice cream, and I never will. I'm like, I'll never give up ice cream either. What are you talking about? I'll never give up ice cream or coffee. Well, that's not true. I did give up coffee, but only because I was pregnant. I went right back to it. There is a way to do everything in a very healthy way. They make coconut-based, oat-based, almond milk-based, cashew milk-based ice cream that tastes better than Ben & Jerry's. Yes, I will bet you $10. Go to the store right now and get the brand So Delicious. It tastes better than Ben & Jerry's. I swear to God, I will mail you $10 if you honestly tell me cashew milk. Make sure it's the cashew milk-based So Delicious ice cream. Go get that shit, and then you tell me that it doesn't taste better than Ben & Jerry's and that you don't feel better after you eat it. I will mail you a $10 bill. I swear to God I will, because it's that good. I'm that confident in it. So back to your comfort foods. You got to stock your comfort foods first, and you have to take this protocol in steps. It is an evolution. The coaching program that I do, it's 4 months long because we evolve into this. We slowly take change by change by change. We understand what the symptoms are. We take a break, we start again, and we're talking every single week. And after 4 months, everyone has that information. They're like, all right, some of them are completely healed. Some of them are halfway healed. Some of them are 25% healed. But guess what? They know exactly what to do to keep going, to keep healing. So that's why I call it Path to Healing. Oh, we got some big comments in here. All right, let me just finish this thought, and then I'll go to the comments. That's why I call it Path to Healing, because there's no way that I'm going to say, yes, in 4 months you're going to be completely healed. No, but in 4 months you're going to have all of the information to continue on the path to healing. So when I was healing, this is where I also came up with the name. I felt like I was in the dark. I was in the woods, I was in the dark, and I would take a left-hand turn and then question myself and then go, oh, this obviously isn't the right thing, I'm not feeling great, and then I make a right-hand turn, and then I felt like I was just in the dark going all over, and I wished I would have had someone that I could go to and say, what do I do next? Is this the right thing to do? What is actually the information that's going to heal my body? What's causing my body to get sick? So I feel like I'm taking people through the woods and creating a path and showing them where that light is at the end of the tunnel. Just here's your path. Just follow the path, and there's your light. Just follow the light. Isn't that funny? Just follow the light. How long it's going to take you to reach that light, I don't know. Nobody knows. You don't know. Nobody knows. But I can tell you, you will get there, and you'll have all the tools that you need to get there. This is what I wanted when I was healing, and I couldn't find it. I wanted a coach, so I became one because I found the information. It worked. I'm 100% healed. And now I'm out there telling anyone who will listen, this is how you do it. Okay, so let's go to those comments. I can only see Facebook users, so I'm going to go up to... Okay. Can I add anything, I think you meant, to the lemon juice? Yes, to the lemon water you can, like my hot green tea. No, you can't add anything to celery. Okay, so you know you can't add anything to celery juice. Can you add anything to the lemon water? Yeah, you can, but you got to be careful. So I was on the phone the other day with a client, and she's like, no, Janine, you can't have the lemon water hot. I'm like, yes, you absolutely can. She's like, no. So we looked it up. The medical medium is like, no, room temperature or cold is best. The reason why he doesn't say the reason why he says he doesn't want you to have the hot lemon water is because people are going to boil water like they do for tea, and then they're going to add the lemon, and then the boiling water is going to kill all the enzymes. So if you want it warm in the morning because it's cold in the morning where you live, you can warm it up, but you don't want it warm like you would like tea because you don't want to kill the enzymes in the lemon. The things that you can add to the lemon water are maple syrup, honey, and ginger. Those are the things that you can add. I wouldn't do the green tea because it has the caffeine in it, right? So the natural caffeine, even if it's caffeine free, you want only those three things: the maple syrup, honey, and what did I just say? Oh, ginger, grated ginger. Those three things you can add if you want to. Straight lemon water, cold, warm, that is best. But if you want to add something, it's fine to do. Why don't I sound confident in that? Because I like doing just the lemon water, but the medical medium says you can add the ginger or the maple syrup or the honey. So you can, but nothing to the celery juice. And I know you said you know that, so that's good. Florence, I had footfall, okay, and wore a brace in orthopedic prescribed. I asked how long I would have to wear it, and he said forever, right? Of course he said forever. Not what I wanted to hear. So I said, pick up your foot. Then I walked out without the brace. It took me 1.5 years, but no longer have footfall. I did the detour. Do you see how the body responds to the brain? I remember my moment of, oh, hell no, I am not doing this. I am going to find a way to heal. I don't know how, but I'm going to find it. And then you do. So you walked out of that doctor's office and you're like, oh, hell no, this is not happening. I am not wearing a brace. I will make my foot work. And you were able to. That's exactly how healing happens. And that's why I say it's body, mind, and soul. You got to do all the things. So congratulations on that. Please tell your story. Please share that more often in the group. If you haven't done so already, please share that. People need to hear. They need evidence that healing is possible. Because when you're going through this journey, if you're going through it alone, you really do question yourself and you go through that downward spiral of, is this working? I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. And your brain starts fucking with you and saying, no, you can't heal. You have MS. No one ever heals from MS. And we have to interrupt that pattern and show our brain evidence of healing. Because once your brain goes, oh, it can be done. All right. right, well, if it can be done, maybe we can do it. And that little tiny glimmer of hope is all you need to expand upon. You just need the glimmer of hope, because when you're completely hopeless, there's nothing. Someone once said to me, I don't know if this applies, but they didn't say it to me. I was watching some motivational speaker on stage, and I think they were talking about the power of being all in, believing in something 100%. And he said, all right, ladies, because we were mostly ladies in the audience. He goes, all right, ladies, so your boyfriend, whom you are completely in love with and can't wait for him to propose, gets down on one knee and says, honey, I am 95% sure that I want to marry you, and presents the ring. What's your response going to be? Your response is going to be, what do you mean 95%? Are you kidding me? I'm at 100%. You really, do you see what that does? It's just 5%. What's the big deal? Maybe 5% I don't believe that I can heal. That 5% is enough to infect your entire body and create those thoughts of maybe this can happen. So the more evidence that we can give people that healing is possible, which is why I come on here every Wednesday and show you, yeah, I was paralyzed. Scroll down far enough. Actually, I should post that picture. I haven't posted it in a while of me paralyzed on the couch. I'm so glad you shared that story. Who was that? Florence, thank you very much. All right, Martha asks, I just read that one. Can I add anything to lemon juice? Okay, we answered that one. Corey, I never eat dairy over, you misspelled that, over green. Dairy ice cream. I think you meant ice cream. I never eat dairy ice cream, right? You don't miss it either, because nowadays they make a really good dairy-free ice cream. That brand's so delicious. It's amazing. I'm sure there's other ones out there too. In 2008, when I started healing in 2008, being gluten-free and dairy-free was awful. There was no good dairy-free products out there. There was no good gluten-free bread out there. That's actually how I lost 100 pounds, because being gluten-free and dairy-free meant you were eating meats, well, chicken, fish, vegetables, fruit, nuts, and seeds. That's all I was eating. So yeah, I lost a lot of weight. Now people say, I'm going to go gluten-free. How much weight do you think I'm going to lose? I'm like, well, you don't lose weight being gluten-free. There's so much gluten-free stuff out there. And a lot of times it's a lot more sugar than regular foods. All right, now I'm getting off a tangent. I'm off the peaks and valleys in the questions. All right, let's get back to this. The almond and coconut, so delicious, is good too. Erica, right? That brand is amazing. So start buying it, people, and stock in your freezer. Just making sure. Michael says pink salt. Yeah, that's what I use. I use the Himalayan salt because it's the full food. When we get like the regular table salt, what they do is they remove the sodium from the salt cluster, and we're just getting the sodium. When we're doing the pink salt or the black volcanic salt or those whole food salts, you're getting all of the minerals in there. So the sodium is not affecting you the way it would if it wasn't in the complete package. So yeah, that pink salt is great. Martha, can I kiss my husband? No, can I kiss my husband? I know he has had mono and strep 30 years ago. In fact, I think I got EBV from kissing him in college. You know what? That's exactly how we get it. It's spread through the bodily fluids, saliva included. That's why mono is called the kissing disease. So absolutely. And there are different strains. So how it affects him. Oh, and what I didn't mention before, I want to just include in every video that I do. The Epstein-Barr virus has a cofactor. It's the Streptococcus bacteria. Streptococcus, strep throat, right? So the Epstein-Barr virus is always going to have that cofactor, Streptococcus. It's either going to travel north, the Streptococcus is either going to travel north or south in your body. Very rarely does it do both. If it travels north, you're going to get the sinus infections. You're going to get strep throat every time you get tired. When I was a kid, I couldn't get tired without getting strep throat and getting sick. If it travels south, you're going to get the UTIs and the kidney stones. That's another telltale sign that you have the Epstein-Barr virus, is when you have those symptoms chronically throughout your life. But Martha, you know what? I think we already know that you have it and he has it, so don't stop kissing your husband, especially if you've been with him for 30 years. Unless you want to, then no, I'm just kidding. Erica, healing is absolutely possible. Just keep going. Exactly. There is that light at the end of the path. Just keep going. Jill, I will heal. Declare it. I will heal. I made a decision. You probably all know my story. When my daughter fell, she was 2 years old. She fell in front of me. I was paralyzed. I was left alone with her for couple minutes. And my ex-husband went to the 7-Eleven on the corner. Yes, I'm still in the same house. So she got up to show me a toy, and she tripped and she fell and she hit her head on the coffee table, and that knot popped right out, and I couldn't get to her. I could not get to her. I was paralyzed in my arms and my legs, wiggling down off of that chair to try to come over to her, and she's screaming. Well, before she's screaming, you know how they open their mouth and no sound comes out until they catch their breath? There she was doing that. She finally catches her breath. She starts screaming. Her little chubby arms are out going, Mama, Mama, please, Mama, please. Like, Mama, please help me. It was horrible. But in that moment, that was the best moment, because I snapped and I went, that's it. That's it. I'm done. I can't do this MS thing. I'm done. I have to heal. I have to find a way. And I can't be a mother and have MS. So I need to fix this. I didn't know how it was possible. I didn't even know if it was possible, but I knew I was going to find a way. Even if I had to make it up as I went along, I was going to find a way. And you know what? Remember when I was talking about evidence just a couple minutes ago? I was saying the brain needs evidence to go, oh, maybe this is possible. I found this book, the MS Recovery Diet book, about these two women. They had MS. I think one was in a wheelchair, one was bedbound, and they healed themselves using food. And I thought, food? Oh my goodness, like, really? Okay, well, if they can do it, I sure as shit can. And when I asked my neurologist, listen, what about this food thing? What if I try food? He goes, Janine, nothing you eat will ever make your disease any better or worse. So you know what? Do what you're going to do. Yeah, so the neurologists aren't always so helpful, and that's putting it really lightly and really nicely. Erica says, I gave it. So anyway, back to my point. So absolutely declare it. Declare you will heal. And you're going to be amazed at how when you declare something, things just fall in your path to get you to that goal. I had a client in our coaching call, and if she's on here right now, she's going to know that I'm talking about her. She has drop foot, and she wanted to wear sandals, and she thought, there's no way I can wear these sandals. She saw them on Amazon. She's like, there's no way I can wear these sandals. They're going to fall off my foot. And then she had a fuck it moment. She's like, you know what? Fuck it. I want the sandals. I don't care if I ever wear them. I'm going to order the damn sandals. She ordered the sandals. Once she ordered the sandals, I don't know if it was an hour or a day later, the thought came to her. She's like, you know what? There's this tape. I forget what it's called now, but there's this double-sided tape. I could stick it to the bottom of my foot, and then the sandal would stick to my foot, and then I could wear it. I know it sounds simple, but she's wearing the sandals, and she's walking in them. Had she not declared, fuck it, I'm wearing the sandals, that thought would have never came to her to order the sticky tape. That's exactly what I'm saying. My daughter fell. I lost my shit. And I'm like, fuck it. That's it. I'm done. I'm going to heal. And I found ways to do it. And I find it with everybody that I work with. They have a moment of, that's it. I don't care. I'm going to heal. And that's when the healing begins, because then everything, it's like the blinders are lifted, and everything you need to heal, you begin to see it. It begins to fall in your path, and that's how healing happens. All right, I know it's 6 o'clock. I've been talking for an hour. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Erica says, 70 pounds down in the past year, losing weight and toxins. Took me 30 years to lose weight and waste. Right, but now that you know how to do it, it's coming off a lot faster, isn't it? My God, 70 pounds, that's awesome. It's amazing when you lose that much weight. And it's also very expensive when you have to buy a whole new wardrobe. Arden says, so delicious, cashew with no sugar. Absolutely, that So Delicious brand is so good. Quinn, I gave up meat years ago. Every cold season, I'm catching puke and I never get sick. I'm catching puke? Oh, from the kids? I'm thinking you mean from the kids. You're catching puke, but you're never getting sick. Exactly. You give your body what it needs. Now, do I promote vegetarian or eating meat? No, because neither one feeds the virus. But my daughter did go vegetarian 5 years ago. It took me years to get on board. I finally got sick of cooking 2 different dinners. I'm like, fine, I'll just eat vegetarian. I've been vegetarian for a while now. It's nice. I really do like it, and I feel lighter and I feel healthier. So Quinn, I'm glad you're doing that. Stick with it, because you know what? My husband had COVID twice, and I did not get it. And I do attribute that to the Epstein-Barr virus cannot live inside of my body. If I've created an environment inside my body that the virus cannot survive in, well, then it kind of makes sense that when my husband had COVID and we slept together the day before he got diagnosed with it, I didn't get it. And I think because the virus could not live inside of my body. Now, is that my ego? I don't know. It could be. Maybe I just didn't catch it. I don't know. But I do know I didn't get the virus. And I'm going to take it as, you know what? I killed the Epstein-Barr virus. Viruses can't live inside my body. And I'm going to keep my body a temple. But that does not mean I'm not going to eat pasta. ice cream, coffee, and everything else. I'm just going to do it in a very healthy way. All right. Yes, Erica says, yes, claim it. And I do as well. Absolutely. You just got to claim it. Quinn, that's so funny, catching puke. All right. I think I answered. Oh, wait, Mary said, so true. I lost 85 pounds going gluten-free, dairy-free, and egg-free, right? It's so true. Your body, it digests things a lot quicker. And now that we're gluten-free, dairy-free, and egg-free, you have to understand that. I want people to understand that you still have to be mindful of what you put inside your body, because there's so many gluten-free cookies and everything else out there that is so high in sugar. So just be careful when you're going gluten-free. You don't want to overdo it on those gluten-free cookies, because man, they are delicious. Okay, I think I got everything. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. This was the Live at 5. I do this every Wednesday. I give you another piece of the protocol. I bring people on here who are healing, which I haven't done in a while. Just been a little lax ever since Jackson came around. We're going to start doing stories of healing, where I'm interviewing people who have healed. So if there's ever a topic that you specifically want to hear about, just put it in the group. Any questions, put in the group. Keep sharing. Keep passing this information along. Let people know how you're doing. A lot of times people say, oh, I didn't want to post in the group because I didn't want them to think, oh, I'm bragging. No, please brag. Please. If you are healing, you can help somebody just by saying, hey, listen, I'm healing my body, and this is how I did it. This is what worked for me. I don't want you to think, oh, well, it's not Janine's protocol, so I don't want to put it in the group. No, minding your soul is about minding all the matters of your soul. So if you find something that works for you, let's say, the aromatherapy or acupuncture or whatever, if something works for you, post about it, because that might be the missing link for somebody else that they need to complete their puzzle. So please don't keep this information to yourself. Always share it with somebody. All right, I think I covered everything, and I actually have to go get on the phone with Corey. So show the protocol link, please. Who was that? Yes, absolutely. I'm going to do a workshop the end of September. So it's tentative right now, but I think it's going to be September 19th, because that's when my mother-in-law can come and spend the week. I get on here every day and I explain the entire protocol. Every day is another piece of the protocol. And then we also have a day where we're introducing Matt Rowe, because he's the mind part. Like I said, it's the entire body, mind, and soul. And then there's Catherine Rose, where she does her part. So keep open September 19th. For the entire protocol. And then at the end of the week, that's when I open up the enrollment, because you can take the information, you can run with it, and you can go do your thing and heal and great. Or you can say, you know what, this is perfect. Now I want a group to do it with. And that's when I take in a group of people and we all heal together over the next 4 months. So just keep that date, September 19th. If you want to see the old workshop that I did in May, right? Yeah, the week of May 2nd. That workshop is also in the group. That's the old workshop. But go on YouTube. All of these links, all of these videos are on YouTube. Even the old the previous workshop. It's in there too. So if you want to go there to see the entire protocol, you can. Or you can wait for the new and improved version of the protocol, because I'm always trying to add to it, which will be the week of September 19th. I'll go live every day at noon, and I will explain the entire protocol to you so that you can take it and run with it. Or you can say, you know what, sign me up for the coaching. I want to do the coaching with a group of women, and I want access to you, Janine, every single week. Monday and Tuesday, you get me. And then Thursday, we're either having live cooking demos, or we're doing clearings with Catherine Rose, or we're having mindset coaching with Matt Rowe. Okay, that was a quick hour. God, that always goes by quick. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Thank you for the comments and doing this with me. It's so much nicer when I know that I'm talking to people rather than just like talking at the camera. So thank you very much for joining me. And if you're watching the replay, still comment. I'll still get the notification. And just know that if you ever miss a Live at 5, they all go on the Minding Your Soul YouTube channel. So you can watch them at your leisure. You can watch them over and over and take notes. And I think that's it. Okay, I'm going to go. Have a great night, everybody. If I don't see you before, I'll see you on next Wednesday's Live at 5. Good night.